Unfortunately, nothing cool, which is annoying. Yeah, had a long life of doing dangerous things and cruising through the parking lot, going fast, kind of talking with people, and whack on the ice to regrip. So I've heard a lot of stories from other people who have blown their knees up doing very mundane day-to-day things. So I guess I'm one of those people. But yeah, blew my ACL into kind of a non-attached configuration. So I have a cadaver tendon in place of my original anterior cruciate ligament. So to get that tendon in there, they basically drill a bunch of holes in a bunch of bones. They drill a horizontal hole in the head of your femur, and then from that they drill up from the bottom of your femoral head, and then they drill down through your tibial head. So they feed the tendon from the cadaver, which is 9.5 millimeters in diameter for me or something, and they chip away a little bone in your femoral head to make room to work and get that stuff through there and let it to heal back in. So they run that tendon up through, and then they put a pin through this lateral hole, loop it over that, and then double it back down through both those portals in the femur and tibia. So basically right now, I mean, I'm almost 4 weeks out from surgery right now. I guess, yeah, tomorrow I'll be 4 weeks out. And at about now, the bone has grown around those screws and around the ligament or around the tendon. So it's attached into your bone now. And now kind of begins the process of your body taking a tendon and turning it into a ligament. And tendons and ligaments don't have blood in them, so that takes forever.
Was this a local anesthesia when this happened? Did you watch
Oh,
this
God,
happen,
no.
or you were under?
They gave me the option to have a local anesthesia, and I was like, are you guys on anesthesia right now? Like, I don't want to see, oh, I'm going to use this drill, and yeah, we'll just get that, and give me that hammer. I got to, like, my PT, actually, a good buddy, Timmy Evans, who's doing all my rehab stuff, was in there for the surgery, and he was like, yeah, good call not being awake for that. It takes kind of at about 8 weeks from surgery is when the process of your body removing the tendon tissue and replacing it with ligament tissue of your own creation that actually works for that begins, and then that process takes about 8 weeks, and it's just kind of what it is. You know, you can, during that whole time, you're getting strength back and your range of motion's fine, and you're like feeling pretty good and are back up to, you know, probably 80 or 90% of your original leg strength, but that ligament or tendon, which is becoming a ligament, still isn't really strong enough to do its job until basically 16 weeks out from surgery is what they've figured out. So until then, it's just kind of a ticking bomb, you know? I finally got on the leg press sled the other day. Yes, I can totally do single leg presses with this leg with 2 bands of resistance, which actually feels good just to have it loaded. But now that I can walk and everything, that's a big part of it. Just like being able to kind of move it and load it and focus on having complete extension, like the flexion of my leg. I can kind of only really bend it, like, I mean, it's morning, but that far comfortably before the hamstring kind of bunches up from the swelling that's still in there. So right now it's doing little exercises to increase range of motion, riding the trainer once or twice a day. I'm kind of starting to ride outside a little bit, just like around the neighborhood with flat pedals and a brace on, which is nice. It feels weird, like not having any strength on one leg in your pedal stroke. You're like, it feels good, but it's strange. And then the other thing that's kind of our little silver lining with this whole process is that Timmy has done a ton of structural analysis on me, so he knows kind of my like leg length discrepancies and other deficiencies. So we're doing a lot of little things to try and retrain some like my pelvic balance and inner hip muscles, and just kind of try and like take this opportunity that I can't really do anything that seems like it's proper exercise or training to address these things that should, you know, pay some dividends down the road. I'm not super stoked, but what are you going to do, you know? It's like, it's annoying and ironic, the circumstances with which it happened, but it's like, stuff happens, you know? So, other than the fact that it's letting a bunch of other people down, like our whole nation's ranking, UCI racing kind of program that we're trying to perpetuate and make good things happen on account of, is seeing all that work kind of go by the wayside is really frustrating, but for me, I'm just trying to focus on enjoying the fact that I don't have an international plane ticket booked currently, which is about the only solace I can take. So basically my surgeon is kind of the guy who knows all the timeline stuff and has seen everything happen, and his the other surgeon at his orthopedic practice is, you know, similar persuasion, just athletic person who knows what the right thing to do is, and they kind of gave me beginning of June as a time when I'd be fit enough that it'd be worth even trying to race, and it'd be stable enough that I could like do races to be reasonable. So I think I'll probably try to go to that Mellow Johnny's Classic Pro XCT race in Texas, which is the last weekend in May, which seems like if it's at Lance's Ranch, it's probably not extra gnarly single track with huge drop-offs or whatever. Maybe it is, I don't know, but so I'll go down to that and try and do a little road racing or something in the interim, although that might be more dangerous. But yeah, kind of June is what I'm looking at, so hopefully that'll set me up. I talked to Willow Kerber the other day, and she tore her ACL in December, and not this December, but a couple Decembers ago, and was flying in like late June. She was super fast, like on World Cup podiums, so she was like, you did yours in February, so that means you'll be perfect for the World Championships, that was my plan the whole time anyway, as far as no plan and things being far less than ideal go.